Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
Good. I had to restart this thing. I was on a few minutes early, and then I guess, it like launched, but it was stopped for like a
Yeah,
minute.
I,
So
I was I was about to text you. I was like, oh, hey. So
no, yeah, I've been on for like 5 minutes. Yeah, but how
welcome
are you
back to New
doing?
York. Things are going well. Yeah. Basically, what I'm just going to do is
Okay.
literally like, what's your opinion on accountability, personal advisory groups, what works, what didn't work for you? What's something that in your life when you did the goal, like you would have never accomplished it without it? It could be health, fitness, relationships, anything. So yeah, I think
Okay.
you've been a part of a
All
bunch
right.
of
So where
groups.
are we?
Anything. It's on record.
All right. Okay.
It's just for
So wait,
transcription.
what's all right? All right. So which question should I answer first?
What groups have you been involved in, and why did you join a group?
Okay. Well, I mean, the first one that comes top of mind is the one from like your group,
Ah,
where I was basically with other business owners and being held accountable. Um, and so what worked about that? Like what worked is just having the consistency. Like to have accountability partner is so necessary and it helps progress things forward. I mean, when I think about what I accomplished while in Owners Up, like having the accountability in the group definitely progressed me forward to get me over some hurdles. And then, but actually, like, and I know that I deal well with, like, I need an accountability, at least an accountability partner, if not a group. But, so yeah, afterwards, I just committed to certain things and then committed that with an accountability partner, and so that's what kept me like making movements.
you. Okay, awesome. And then, what else have you used a group of people?
Like an accountability group
Or
or like
just
a
a group?
friend group?
Because friend groups, everyone's been in friend groups that haven't worked or have worked. So, what makes a group of friends help you push you forward?
Oh, well, like there's a book club group that from Calling in the One, inspired by you, and, and that was really good because like the thing that's beneficial about a group there was that we all were after like creating men in our lives, and we were all like egging each other on. And I think the availability of a group too is not like relying on one single person, but like being able to call up somebody else if one person doesn't pick up, you know. Um, and then when I think about like my team at work, like one of the best team environments I've been a part of was like a group of researchers, and so good because we all sat together at work. So like having close proximity was really good. Is so helpful, I think, for communication. And then I could just ask them all sorts of advice and stuff, and just to have like to be in a similar place. You know what I mean? Like to be all researchers and able to um, like ask each other for advice and that type of thing is just so helpful. Like to be whether it's at work or whether it's people in a book club, like there's that common interest, and being able to rely on others for their expertise is the benefit of a group.
And when has a group not worked for you?
People are withholding. um, when there's side conversations, like, and what I mean by that is not when someone's talking when somebody else is talking. I mean like when like two, like let's say you have a group of 5 people, 2 people have a conversation, another 2 people have a conversation. There's just like, especially at work, trying to accomplish things, and then I'm having one-off conversations, whereas I need the whole group input. That doesn't freaking work. And what what else doesn't work about a group is like at the end of the day, you can hide too, I think. And ultimately, as much as in Owners Up, I did accomplish things. I also was able to like hide a little bit because I could deflect the responsibility to the other people in the group. You know what I mean? Like, or like it's like the attention wasn't only going to be on me, is what I mean.
And when you are up to reaching a goal, what do you do? How do you, like, let's say you're going to do something impossible that you think is impossible. What would you do? Do you do it on your own? Would you form a group? Like, how do you achieve this?
What's a goal that I think is impossible?
Or not impossible, something that it's like a real big stretch for you.
I mean, like even working out, like it's up to me to ultimately do it though. I don't know. I mean, it's a mixture. It depends on the thing. It's like I'm an extrovert too, so I just like camaraderie of a group. But um, ultimately, like my goal is to be more in shape. My goal is to work out. I make those decisions on my own, and then really the only time that it's beneficial to include others is to like help me make sure it happens. So like, hey, do you want to come over and go for a run? And then because that person's coming over specifically with the intention to go for a run, it forces me to go for a run, right? So like in that way, it's helpful. Does that make sense? So it's like up to me to create like what I'm up to, but then kind of include others to push me across the finish line. That makes sense.
So let's say you're going to do a marathon. Would you do it on your own or would you join a team?
So I'll give you an example. I did a triathlon this year, and I trained for a triathlon. I trained all by myself. I actually signed up with a friend, but she bailed, and so I did everything myself. I trained myself. I did the whole race myself, and I was so proud that I did it myself. And also, I won't do another unless I'm doing it with someone. And like similarly, I did. I'm so proud I did it, but I won't do it again unless and similarly, like I did the polar plunge, and I really like I did the polar plunge and I did that on my own, and but I won't do it again unless like because I'm also not motivated to go through all that crap unless like someone's there with me.
Yep, makes sense. Because then you end up defaulting and not doing it. It becomes like almost like a boot camp style.
Say that again.
So for me, from my experiences, when I kind of do a new sport and I'm just doing it once, it ends up being a one scenario. But when I do it in a group, I get pushed out of my comfort zone, and then I make friends that we end up continuing the sport and going to that next level.
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
Cool. I think that's it.
So, like, your question?
Yeah.